Hi everyone. So we'll start the session now. Just yes. So we'll start the session now, and so all right. Just great. If you have any questions, please send your questions here, right, on the
Yes,
chat.
so we'll start the session now. And all right, just
Okay. So who is here? Devmitra, Jyotsna, Surendra, uh, Professor Ek Penisi. Hi. Um, so good evening from India. Aditi, Vabya. All right. So we will start the session now. I will share my screen and Nancy Chaudhary. Good evening. All right. So this session is for beginners, right? This is we are going to do social media marketing, and this is primarily for beginners. Okay. So do you have any expectations? Please send it to me if you want to know anything about uh, any questions that you have. Anything, please try to ask here, and I will make sure that I will cover in this session. Yes. Any questions? No questions. Okay. So great. So let's start now. This is just give me a second. Just allow me a few moments. There is some issue with the system. It's kind of struggling. Okay, now it's fine. Yes, Devmitra, that is you have to wait for until Tuesday for that. So do wait that. I had gone through it. I will give you a detailed feedback later on. Yes. Shivani, Jitendra, good evening. Yes, please ask. Dr. Professor Ekpinsi, please ask. Even if it is not related to the topic, I will try to answer that. Okay. So, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. Anil Mehta. Good evening. So, let us start now. We will begin with this is the welcome to 32nd episode of the Logo Files Lounge. We are today we will be covering social media marketing for beginners. Right? It's a beginner session, and please note that this session is primarily meant for uh, those who have not started yet. It's for uninitiated. This is not for who are already doing social media or who are already expert because they may find it redundant information. Okay, so let's start now. Content writing toolkit, Josna, that is we will cover that in a separate topic. It's related to the various tools that you use to write content. Yes. Chanakya, good evening. After a long time. Yes. Okay. Um, Nupur, good evening. So now we will start now. Yes. So this is the agenda. I do expect that the session will be over in 90 minutes. This session is slightly different in the sense that we do not have much of uh, question and answer that we do in terms of screen, some of the quizzes that we take. The reason is because of the topic. I want you to ask questions, right? So please try to engage and ask as many questions as possible. So the agenda is today, as a beginner, we will learn how to set a social media marketing strategy, how to execute your plans flawlessly, and then how do you measure and optimize your campaigns. Okay, this is the session. Today's session is meant for people who are just beginning, and we have not taken the individual networks, social media networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. We have covered social media as a whole. So, in which we will learn uh, in terms of how do you plan when you begin, when you think that okay, now you have to start your social media campaign. So, what are the steps that you will take? Okay, without just jumping down to uh, a particular section or a particular network, we will just begin with setting a plan and then step by step process to get started. Right? Yes. So, right. I think there is some challenge could be with this video and audio is merging. So let me just give me a second. Just a second. Yes. So so the first is social media marketing strategy. How do we set a right strategy for social media? Yes. So, and why setting a strategy is important? Have you ever seen that, and you might have experienced that also, that many a times we tend to uh, do start. So, for example, if you have to do social media marketing, you create a Facebook page, you start posting it. Maybe you are quite excited, and then in just 1 month, you see that it's not delivering that much results, or maybe you require a lot of uh, efforts in terms of creating content on a consistent basis, and then you think that okay, fine, uh, your excitement goes away in just 1 or 2 months, right? It happens. In many businesses also, they start with social media with a conviction that they are going to do something, they are going to generate leads, etc., etc. But 2 or 3 months down the line, they either become quite inconsistent in terms of posting the content, or even responding to the customers, or many a times, in fact, engaging to their existing followers that their social media accounts may have, right? I have got just one question. Let me read. They said I've been struggling with content writing, find it difficult to keep it going. I don't know if it has to do with the discipline of technical know-how. Please guide me as an expert. What do I do? Yes, about content writing, I will talk to you about it later on, right? In a different session, we will have that conversation at length. In fact, I'm planning one session which will, in that session, I will just answer your questions rather than taking me as a topic. So I will answer that in some of the sessions. Yes. Professor Ekpensi? Yes. Yeah. So, so yes, so I was talking about social media marketing strategy. So many a times it happens that we tend to start on social media, on maybe Facebook, on Twitter, okay, and then over a period of time, the excitement goes away, and then we are not that consistent, right? We don't even engage to our existing followers, okay, and this is detrimental to your business growth on social media. And therefore, it's like social media strategy. Think of something like you have to travel, you have to go to Mumbai, for example, and and you don't know where. I mean, either you decide a destination that okay, fine, you have to go to Mumbai, then you will take maybe a flight or a train, where you will reach your destination. Or another way is just keep on traveling. So you might explore the way, but you will not reach your destination. The same is there in case of having a strategy. Strategy works on any digital marketing campaign, but it is especially true for social media because it requires a lot of consistent efforts over a period of time. And you will be able to do that only when you have some sound strategy to uh, see the path and follow a plan, right? So, yes, Manvi and Nidhi, good evening. So, now the social media marketing strategy has 6 key steps: understanding business, setting goals, selecting social media networks, deciding content theme, preparing editorial calendar, and learning the skills. Okay, so just one thing here, I have made a parallel structure error. Those who have done our content writing course, they understand in the sixth one. Okay, this is a mistake that we also make when we write. Okay, prepare presentation. So all right. Uh, yes, so these are the 6 steps in deciding the right strategy. The first one is understanding the business. Now, what happens is that you, as a writer, as a digital marketer, as a social media marketer, you may work with clients. Okay, you will not always be working with your own in for your own business, right? You will be working for your clients as well. In that sense, um, if you are doing for your business, if you're doing social media for your business, then it is fine. You understand your business. But if you are working for clients, then you do not understand their business, right? And if you do not understand the business, then you won't be able to do social media uh, effectively. And therefore, it's important that you understand their business. And the very first thing that you need to do is write your organization's vision or the organization's vision in just one line. Okay, so it could be why the company exists. Okay, why do they exist? What is the purpose that they're trying to serve? So, for example, one mission statement for ECT, for example, it could be to help people realize their potential, their goal. Okay, making them financially independent. You can have you can write based on what is your business. Based on the business, you can write just one line vision that tells the purpose of existence of the business, right? Then second is business model. You write how organizations generate revenue. Every company generate revenue in a different way, right? By selling product, services, by acting as an intermediary, by having a subscription based business or something. So the next step that you do is you pick up, um, you know how do you generate business, how a particular business generate their money, the revenue, right? And you will find a lot of interesting uh, stuff, knowledge about the same. So, for example, if you talk about Google as a search engine, how do they make money? Okay, so for example, if you understand the business model of Google, then you will see that search is free. Google is free for everybody to use. You can go on Google and search, uh, you know, anything, and you will find the information. But can you tell me how Google makes money? Yes, anybody? How Google makes money? Or in fact, how Facebook makes money for that matter? Yes. But first, tell me for Google on how Google makes money, and then we'll see for Facebook. Yes. Um, I do expect some of the answers. Can you please, since Google is free for everyone, and if you have to understand business model of Google through ads by ad, okay, so Yes, Google makes money through ads, through advertising. Absolutely. So when you search on Google, you see some of the top ads given in the top, and this is how they make money. Okay. So, uh, and who will pay for those ads? By the way, who pays for those ads? Who are the ones who pay for those ads? So that is okay that it makes money through ads, but then who are who pay Google through advertising? That is fine. Per click company pays who is putting the ad. Okay. What else? Any other answer? Who gives that money to Google or who gives those ads? Yes. Who are the ones who will pay to Google? The advertisers, right, Manvil? The advertisers. But who are those advertisers? Brands, absolutely, the companies, right? Okay. Now, based on that, uh, advertisement placers or advertisers, right? So you know that businesses primarily uh, give the money or the ads, right, to advertise themselves on Google, and this is how Google makes money, right? Now, if we talk about this way, all right, then now target audience. Now, in terms of Google, who is the target audience then? Will you tell that the target audience are just the brands, or uh, will the users will also be users like us who are going to search? Are they also the target audience of Google or not, or they're just the brands, because it is the brands who are paying Google? So will you consider, if I talk about the target audience of Google search engine, who will be the target audience? Will that be the users, search users, people like us who are just going and searching, or the companies who are paying for their advertisement? Who are the target audience? Yes. The browsers, users, and brands. Users are the target audience. Users of Google, and okay, so I mean, Google is getting paid from brands, but you're saying that, so Mr. Anil Mehta, you're saying that the target audience is users. Why? Why users are target audience? If you're saying that the brands will pay Google, because Google is running its business because of the advertisers, right? So why just the users will be the target audience? Yes. Now my question is that, okay, you are saying users, but why? Uh, who is paying? I mean, brands are paying to Google. Google is such a big company because of its advertisers, right? Advertisers are paying; they are giving the money, right? But then you were saying that I asked that who are the target audience. In that case, you said that the target audience are uh, the users. People are searchers. Why is it so? Any answer? Users are customers. No, the customers are brands, right? Anybody who searches on Google is the target. Yes, that is fine. They are the users who is the target, but brands as such. So, for example, when I have to go and search for, so I'm just telling you that suppose we as a business we run a digital marketing course and content writing course. I am not going to search for digital marketing course, but I'm still the user because I am the brand who is paying money to Google. More the people who will, Manvi is saying, more the people who will search content in Google, more the opportunity for Google ads to be hit. Absolutely, yes, right. Because Google makes money because it's user base, because the number of people who are searching Google, uh, they show this to their advertisers that see 1 lakh, I mean, billions of people are searching on Google, and therefore uh, the brands have enough opportunity to uh, be there, to be present, to be found when people are searching for your products and services, right? So, so therefore, the brands are paying the money, but users are also absolutely critical when it uh, comes to survival of Google. Why? Because Google is making money because of its large user base. So they have to offer solutions. Okay, they have to offer best user experience to their users. At the same time, they have to offer the best experience to their advertisers as well, to the brands as well, and therefore we call that the Google's target audience would be both the advertisers as well as the users, right? When you make your social media marketing strategy, you take care of both the users. You have to engage both type of users, right? Um, yes. So is this clear? So similarly, for example, I will tell you one. I will give you one instance. So for instance, this is a consulting firm, HR consulting firm that helps people, organizations in recruitment, right? So they suppose you are a or company and you need people. So you reach this company called Menser Consulting, and they will hire. They are basically they operate in top level segments, so they hire for top companies, um, and senior and middle to senior level executive. Now, in this case also, the target audience would be both the companies who are paying the money, right? Because you get paid, this company will get paid when they hire somebody for an organization, right? So they are basically matching a potential candidate to an employer. And they make money only when the match happens. They will charge from the employers maybe 1 month salary or maybe 8.33%. It depends to 12% depending on what their fee structure is. But this is how they are going to charge money. But even in that case, they are getting paid from organizations. Their target audience would be both the end, the job seekers, as well as the organizations, right? So, yes, company and the customers, job seekers, both, absolutely no problem. Then comes brand identity. So, brand identity you have to understand at the time of setting a strategy because um, you will have to understand. You have to see logo, fonts, color, tone, brand tone that we use. And the reason for the same is because uh, these are the elements which will be you will be using in your design when you are doing social media marketing, right? So all the design themes, color palette, etc., will be focused on these elements, right? The color palette, the fonts that you'll be using, you have to take care of this because this is very important in advertising and creating an impression to the users. Then, okay, Nancy is saying it is the target audience newspaper for the brand of the customer. Nancy, can you just repeat that? I did not understand. Yes. Okay, I think you were talking about the newspapers. The target audience is both the advertisers as well as the news readers. Absolutely. This is how advertising business works in yeah. Then comes the USP. You have to understand the brand's USP as well, which is management, unique features, track record, etc. Right? Which will you will be highlighting time and over a period of time so that the readers will know that what are the unique features associated with your brand, right? Then comes industry analysis, in which you will understand the competition, the influencers in your industry, and the marketplace that exists. So, for example, if you are into content writing business, you understand that there is a marketplace called freelancer.com, upwork.com, etc. These are um, marketplaces. So, you will do industry analysis to understand the competition, how others are doing, what others are doing, who are the influencers in that industry, because in social media influencers also play a very important role in increasing your reach. right? And marketplaces that exist. So these are the 6 things that you need to do, need to analyze before you get into social media marketing, before you start thinking of a strategy, before you start planning a strategy uh, of content, etc. Right? So please, if you have any questions, keep asking. Right? As I said, the format is slightly different from the previous live events that we have done. Here, the format is I will you if you have any questions, please ask that. Okay. Then the next is once you have understood the business, the next part is that now you have to set a social media marketing goal, right? Um Again, the goal you have to set because once you set the goal, you will work to reach those goals. So, how do we set the goals? So, goals are set in terms of community, means how many people are associated with your brand on various social media networks, like how many people like your page, how many people um, follow your LinkedIn page, etc. So, you will have the community. These are followers on all the platforms. Okay, so once you suppose you have to start a social media marketing campaign, you decide that for next 3 months we have to set a target. Maybe we have to achieve 10,000 followers, 10,000, 20,000 followers, whatever community that you build, right? This social media channel, this YouTube channel, for example, we had started in October 19, right? And in some other class I will show you when we will do in YouTube as an individual session how we tend to the plans that we had set in terms of how we are going to increase our followers over a period of time, right? So you set a target in terms of the community, then you target the number of people who will see your content, right? On social media you will see that number of people who see your content is always higher than your followers. So if you have 5,000 or 10,000 followers, suppose you have 10,000 followers, the people who will see your content would be 50,000, 60,000, even more than that. Okay? The reason for that is I'm talking about reach over a period of time, in a month's time. I'm talking in a month's time. And the reason for this is uh, because of the viral settings of the social media campaign. So if I like something or I comment on something, my friends will also be able to see. So you set a goal in terms of how many people you want to reach to in a particular month. Then engagement you cannot set as a target, as a goal, that I want this much of engagement. Especially in the beginning, you will take some time to understand the engagement, and over a period of time you'll be able to uh, understand that which type of posts are generating more engagement. But you will have a goal that, okay, fine, let's see how many people are engaging with our content. So people who are liking, commenting, sharing, or even clicking on the content. Okay. Then website traffic, the number of people who visit your website from your social media pages. Leads, right? The number of people who places an inquiry. They either make a call, they uh, put a contact us form, or anything that they are trying to connect with you. So number of people who place an inquiry, these are the leads that you are getting. And then finally sales, the number of people or social media users who purchase your product by uh, looking at your social media content or advertisement or whatever you post on the social media. These are again 6 parameters that we set to as a goal, that this is the goals that we want to set for next 6 months. Okay, not just it. Social media does not work in just 15 days or 1 month. You set for next 6 months. Sometimes you set an yearly goal, and then you divide that further into quarterly goal or half yearly goal to make sure that where you are, right? How do you set a goal? It's a very it comes with experience, but we begin with a kind of, if you suppose you are just starting from scratch, then you will have uh, 500 maybe community followers on all the networks that you've chosen for next 3 months, something like the basic minimum, so that you will stay on the track. Okay, and there is scientific way also to find out the number of the social media marketing goals that you should set. That we will study in a different session, or maybe that we basically extensively we covered in our digital marketing course, but that will be part of a separate session. Now, once you have decided your goals, that this is what I want to achieve, then the next part that you have to do is you have to decide social media network. Okay, please understand that all networks are not suitable for all kind of brands. Okay, also until you are a very big business, um, it's really practically impractical. I mean, it's impractical to be on all social media channels and do well in all of them, because suppose you are working alone, and if or if you have a small team of 2 3 guys in social media, 2 3 members in your social media team, uh, it takes a lot of time. Okay, your energy, your money will get divided into number of social media networks, right? And therefore you will get lower return. So suppose if you have $1,000, and if you pick up 5 social media networks, then effectively each social media network will get just $200, right? And therefore you will get low returns on your social media marketing. So it's always better, in fact, I recommend that start with just one and then gradually move to maximum 3 network at one point in time. Do not go beyond that, because if you go beyond that, it becomes very difficult for you to sustain that social your efforts and get a sustainable return on investment, right? These are the social media networks which are uh, suitable for certain types of brands. So for example, if you look at these Facebook, what is the purpose of Facebook? It's basically connecting with friends, family, acquaintances, etc. The content type that you are going to use could be text, images, short and long videos, okay, that you can use. And this is suitable for B2C brands, okay. On Instagram, similarly, it is good for B2C, or if you're targeting female audience. YouTube is good for B2C awareness demonstration. If you want to build an awareness campaign, YouTube is good for that. And similarly, there are other social media networks as well, which are good for various type of brands for various purposes, right? So depending on your brand, you select a maximum of 3 networks to do your social media marketing, right? Once you have decided 3 networks that you have to do, then you decide a content theme, right? Now, content theme is um, selecting the type of content that you are going to post on various networks. So, suggestions suitable for NGO. Okay, so suggestions suitable for NGO, it's kind of you can take things like, so content theme. So for example, one content theme that, okay, in terms of you're talking about social media network, if you're planning for example for NGO, then it's better to begin with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, right? If you have the budget, you can also begin with Facebook and YouTube. Okay, YouTube, creating some videos and using that as an advertisement to raise more funds. But Facebook will be the best platform. Facebook, Instagram, I'm taking as one, and then you can take Twitter second. And if you have more resources, you can use LinkedIn as well. Yes? All right. Then deciding a content theme. This is the theme that you decide, okay, before you start posting. So every month you have to decide a content theme. Content theme is a topic around which you will post your content, right? You may also have unique content theme for each social media network, but then that will be a very extensive thing. So what you can do is you can have content theme for uh, for a month, and then you will create all types of content in that month centered around those themes only, those topics only, right? So, for example, I've taken this is for WCM. WCM is Women Change Maker. This is an organization which organizes a job fair, a career fair for women, right? Where companies come and they hire instantly the candidates, right? So, I have taken a few examples of the content theme that you can think of. So, for example, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Quora, you can see on Facebook, it could be useful tips for job seekers. On Instagram, you can choose visuals on women empowerment, safety, policies, etc. at workplace because their target audience are women job seekers. And on LinkedIn, you can choose a topic which is related to insights and tips about workplace diversity, which is primarily that talks about uh, maintaining diversity at the workplace so they can target organizations which can participate in the job fair and hire more candidates. So, for every month, you decide uh, a theme, content theme, and then you post content only related to that theme for that month, just to see which theme is doing well. Okay. Once you've done that, then you prepare an editorial calendar. Now, on social media, as I said, it's people start with quite a lot of excitement, and then over a period of time, that consistency goes away. The reason is it takes a lot of efforts. Ideally, you should have an editorial calendar. Okay, people ask how frequently they should post on social media. Now, it entirely depends on your business. That should you post on everyday basis, twice a day, once in a week, etc. But the best is start with twice a week because you have to have your okay. Ravish Gautam is saying suggestion suitable for competitive education. Ravish, can you please confirm that your question is related to what kind of? I mean, is it for content frequency, social media network, or the content theme that you can choose? And then I will answer that question. So frequency is the ideal is you begin with at least twice in a week time. Okay, and then maybe because twice in a week because then you will maintain at least your target. Once you set the target, you should achieve, then only you will get inspired. Otherwise, what happens is if you decide a target for every month, every day, and then you don't do it, then you will get demotivated and probably leave that. So it's always better that start with twice a week. You will get adequate time to prepare a good content. Increase it to every alternate day. Check this for see the performance for 1 month, and then uh, increase the frequency to every alternate day. Right? Ravish, social media in terms of for education. Facebook and Instagram is the best for competitive exams. Facebook and Instagram is the best, right? You may use LinkedIn as well, but LinkedIn will not give you. It's quite expensive, so it will not be suitable for your brand. It's better to do with Facebook and Instagram, right? Devmitra is saying, what is the meaning of editorial calendar? So yes, I will just show you. Meaning of editorial calendar is the exact time and date when you are going to post content on your social media. So it does not happen when you are doing Facebook marketing, for example. You do not go and post on your will. Whenever you have time, you just go and do that. It does not happen that way. You have to plan in advance. In a month's time, you have to plan in advance that when exactly you will post and what content will you post. Look at one example of editorial calendar. So this is the social media editorial calendar, for example. You are going to post here. I have just mentioned date in a hurry, but usually time is also mentioned, that this is the date on which you will be posting. This was made for a client, so it was based on alternate days. So to 2nd, 4th, 6th March, it was made for March. And here you will be posting the status that on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, the posts that you'll be posting, right? And then you have a calendar also. that this is the serial number, this is the task that you have to perform, right? Look at this. Create a FB page, create a YT channel, YouTube channel, profile picture, cover picture, short description, long description of the page, right? This is about individual social media network, posts, phone number, setting up FB ad account, right? These are the activities that we need to perform. Uh, then creating a LinkedIn cover picture, etc. So we were working on Facebook, YouTube channel, Instagram post, etc. These are the activities that you do. And then finally on post 12, these are the activities that you need to do. You have to post on social media and then you have to go and promote that, right? So these are the calendar that gives you a clear picture that okay, these on these dates you are going and posting your content, right? And then you have post content on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram where you have to go and post the actual content, right? And if you are working for the clients, then what you do is that first you, so for example, here the poster content, and here you will see the approval status, whether it has been approved or not, right? So first you create the content and then you send it to the client. And once they approve, then only you finally post on their social media account, because everything that you post on your client's social media account has to be approved by them first, right? So Manavi is saying, who prepares the frequency in this calendar? Who prepares it? We prepare it, or the social network does it for us? Manavi, you have to do it. Uh, I mean, if you are working on Facebook, Facebook will not prepare it for you. You can go and do it as many times as possible. It's like planning all the activities, right? And the calendar, you prepare it as per your requirement, as per as much time that you have, the results that you want to get, right? So this is how you go and prepare that calendar. Social media is open. I mean, the network is open. You can go and post anytime. That does not matter to that, right? And if you have adequate bandwidth and adequate resources, then it's better that go and post every day. Okay, everyday posting is best, because if you already have a social media following, then at least they will, you can build a brand loyalty by posting daily, because they will get the update daily and they will have some time to engage themselves. Okay, so prepare a post and customize it for each platform. Now here I told you that we have done this, we are doing it, and you will see Facebook post, LinkedIn post, Instagram posts. Why? Because we do not post everything. I mean, it's not like that you prepare a content for one social media network and then post it everywhere as it is. It does not work. You have to customize that post for every social media network. And the reason for the same is each social media network is different, the target audience is different, and many a times you they are for different mood. On Facebook, people go to connect with people, post images, do some kind of political chatting, etc. On LinkedIn, people go for more, they are more serious about their jobs, their career, right? So you have to give that angle, a career angle to LinkedIn posts, and therefore uh, you you have to customize your post, your content for various social media networks. Okay, Manvi is saying, does there any limitation for preparing this, or we can do? Manvi, there is no limitation. The only limitation that you may have is the time that you have, because the more frequently you will post, more content you should have, and more time you can invest. That is the only constraint that you have. No other constraint is there in terms of uh, preparing a calendar, right? And if you want to succeed, this is the first thing that you have to do. Devmitra, for example, you said two pieces of article to me that okay, just proofread, then let me know how is this. Think of it for how long you would have thought to write that piece of content, right? And then you will get the feedback, and when you will go and publish that. But at the same time, if you can just prepare a calendar that on every Thursday or on every Wednesday or every Monday you are going to post one article, then you know that you have a target, and that is why you are going to you will follow that, right? Maybe you might miss one or two, but on an average you will follow that, and you will do a regular post. You will prepare the content regularly. This is the reason why, in fact, this editorial calendar is the reason why we conduct these live sessions on every Thursday 8 p.m. because that is the part of the strategy. When, if you remember, I mean, you may not have seen that, some of you, in the very first video we had announced that on every Thursday we'll be posting a video or conduct a live session. So this was primarily a, a strategy, an editorial calendar, right? Okay, is it possible one to get this blueprint of this worksheet? Yes, it will be possible. The presentation will be there in the link, in the description link. You can go and download that, and in that you have this link. So it is publicly available. Yes. So this was also part of, and by the way, this has worked wonders. This Thursday 8 p.m. This has been copied by a lot of people also, but then that is okay. But I'm saying that this editorial thing works really wonder. Okay, people know that when you are going to be live, and people also know that when your people start expecting your posts, right? And this is one way how you build your loyal audience by posting content at an expected date where people do expect that. Okay, and what happens is once you prepare a calendar and suppose you are posting on every Monday, then 6th or 7th Monday some people will be waiting for your post. This is how this editorial calendar works. Okay, once you have done this, once you have come to till this point, remember the social media also requires certain skills. It is not something that you can have just, uh, it's just writing and that is it. You need to have 4 skills. Writing, of course, is part of it. Designing. By the way, if you do not do any one of these skills, it does not mean that you won't be able to do social media marketing. You can always hire a freelancer to do these works. It's the part is you know the strategy. You should know what goal you are trying to achieve and how you will achieve that. These things either you learn or you pay or hire someone to do that work for you. So one is, for example, content writing, that we all know that, and writing for social media is slightly different, but you should learn that. The second is designing skills. So I recommend canva.com in case, because most of the designs that you see on our social media channel is made from Canva. So this is Canva. You can go and we try this. This is Canva. It has a standard template. Uh, if this is the standard template for everything, you will find a lot of templates over here: animated social media, Instagram stories. There are stories. You can go and create designs from there. Okay. Then social media platform knowledge. So social platform knowledge is about knowing each social media network on how does it function. Okay. And then finally SEO, which is keyword analysis. Only keyword analysis, if you know, that is okay, because if you are a business, if you are if you know keyword analysis, and these tools are quite simple. So for example, I have taken this keyword tool. If you use this tool keyword.io, and suppose I had to keep this presentation name, I have to give the name of this session, what is the name that I am going to do. So I can simply go and find out, click on YouTube and search social media marketing and click on search. This is really simple, very simple tools, and this will give you certain keywords that people are searching on YouTube, okay, that you can use to insert in your social media posts, right, so that you can get more visibility and more searches, right? So these are the things that you should know as a social media marketer. In case if you do not know any one of them, then you can hire people, freelancers. Already there is somebody who is there for hire. Manvi is there for hire. She's saying hire me if anyone wants it. So yes. Um, all right. Now, these are part of strategy. So please, do you have any questions regarding this? So we just saw this part of the strategy, which was sixth thing: understanding business, setting goals, selecting social media networks, deciding content theme, preparing editorial calendar, and learning the skills. These are the 6 things, or hiring people with the relevant skills. These are the things that you need to do at a strategy stage before you get started with the content. Now, suppose you've done all these six, okay? Then the view of how to do things, but in a separate session, sometimes we will take each individual networks at one point in time, but here we will see how you execute your strategy flawlessly and how you make sure that you maintain consistency. So first is developing the content. Um, Nancy, ACT next session, it will be done most probably. We do this every Thursday, right? And meanwhile, you can get in touch with us for more information. We'll help you with that. So, developing content. Now, when you develop content, make sure that your content has these things: title, a good title, keywords. This will also help you in search engine optimization, and when people are searching you on social media. Call to action. Specifically you have to tell people that subscribe, click, like, whatever you have to say, because until people don't remember, and this is why you would be seeing when you receive my emails, there it is there, subscribe to our channel to attend the session. The reason is quite same, that you have to tell people, you have to remind them that subscribe, like, call, visit, because then they do not know. Everybody is busy in their life, they have their lot of things in the mind. So you have to write a call to action, right, so that they will get a direction that what exactly they should do next. Links, okay, relevant links to your web pages. Hashtags, uh, hashtags are important on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay. Uh, on Twitter, for example, if you post a content and you do not use a hashtag, then it is of no use. Okay. So these are the things that you have to, when you're preparing your content, and use the relevant hashtags. Okay. When you are posting on Twitter, for example, you should know what exactly is going on. So, for example, if I just type on Twitter, we will see that what exactly hashtag is going for that day, and if there are some of them are relevant, we can go and choose them. We will have a separate session on this and we will talk about it later on. I don't want to take much of on time on this. um, right, these are the hashtags that you take it from here. Okay. All right, Ishika is saying Hindi classes available. Ishika, the classes that we do, the course in the class that we do in our digital marketing course, especially this one, we do have classes in Hindi. But on YouTube that we do, since we have international audience, we do it in English on YouTube. In the class, we do that in Hindi as well. Manvi is saying hashtag is mode of marketing. I used to think that it is just used as style. No, Manvi, hashtag is used to reach more number of people. It is not a style at all, right? So you should use, in fact, if you will not use hashtag skillfully, then your content will not reach as many people, right? So if without hashtag on Twitter, for example, if you put something on without hashtag on Twitter, it will not even reach 10 people. But if you put the relevant hashtags, it will reach maybe 1000 people. Same content. So it's the way of discovery. Meaning and relevance of hashtag. So relevance, yes, now this is very interesting thing, that meaning of hashtag. So it's kind of seen on Twitter we just saw, and Instagram is also an example of that. On Instagram, a lot of people tend to use useless hashtags, right? But do note that you can use hashtags that are useful, that people are talking about. Okay, relevance should also be there, because if relevance will not be there, then so for example, suppose I have to do social media marketing, right? So suppose I use a hashtag social media, and then there will be some, internet is slightly so slow, yes, social media marketing, social media tips. Now these are the hashtags which are getting, right? Now I cannot just go and write social and that's it. Okay, social media and then you will just search here and you will find uh, tweets with the hashtags, right? Okay. Ishika, please join our classroom course. We will talk separately in the classroom. There, we do it in Hindi. On YouTube, you can't do it in Hindi. Yes, please understand. Okay. Then we appropriate combination of text, images, links, and video content, right? So if you are posting five, for example, 10 posts on a particular on Facebook page, for example, do not keep all 10 just in text or just in images. Try and to vary the content. So maybe some of them would be just text, some of them would be links. Okay, it will link to your blog. Some of them will be just images. Video content is also fine. So these are, you can do that. Anil sir is saying, how do you decide when and where to insert hashtag in the post? Hashtags are always posted at the end of the post. So if you write the hashtag, so for example, this one, hot news story is launching on June 2nd. Once everything ends, then you use these hashtags. Okay. Um, so you always use hashtag except on Facebook, because Facebook does not use hashtag to rank their content. But rest of the platforms like Twitter, YouTube also, not YouTube much, but Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, they use hashtag. So you should always use hashtag whenever you are posting on social media. All right, and always at the end of the post. Okay, then ask your audience to participate. Certain questions sometimes you keep on asking, that a question, do you think this is fine? Do you think, am I right? Do you think this? So it's kind of, you invite them to comment and like, so that you can have some sort of two-way conversation. Remember, this is a social thing, right? So you cannot be just one-way speaker, that you are going, you will not be successful until you become social, until you socialize with your audience, until you engage them and make new connections, make new followers, and engage with them, right? So you have to be social, you have to invite more people to join you and in the conversation, right? Take feedback also, actively take feedback. And then contests, if you can have the contest, you will see the contests really do well. Okay, people, a lot of people are always wait and search for more contests. So contests really help in increasing your reach. Then posting the content, once you prepare the content, then you post the content. You can use social media tools like Buffer. Okay, Buffer, we'll just quickly see. Using Buffer, you can post on all the platforms like this, on every, so this is the Buffer. You can go and add a new social account. So for example, this is Facebook. You can add a new social account. Suppose I want to use LinkedIn page. Okay, so I can go and add a LinkedIn page over here. All right, and then I can add my Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything at one place, and I can post just from single dashboard, which is Buffer. I don't have to go and use Facebook separately, LinkedIn separately, Twitter separately. In that case, you may have to log in and log out, right? So to avoid that, suppose, see, I just logged in my LinkedIn account. It is saying which all. So suppose I have to post on ECT. So it will be just single one-click connected connection, and then you can post all the content from one single dashboard, which is from Buffer, right? So ECT is connected. Similarly, I can connect Instagram, I can connect Twitter, and if I have to post on post on from single dashboard, it saves a lot of time. Okay, if you want to try this, this is free for 3 accounts. You can add 3 accounts for free: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Any 3 accounts you can add. and try this. This is a good tool. It saves a lot of time. So it would be better in Hindi. I can understand, but there are some students those who do not understand probably. Yes, true, Azharuddin, it is right. Is it possible to do social media without showing your real identity with your followers? Yes, it is possible to do social media marketing without showing your real identity, right? You can create a brand name, you can create any name and do social media marketing, right? In fact, you can completely hide your identity. It's not revealed until you go actually and start posting your images or video. It will not be revealed. So it can be done. Okay, you create a brand name, a brand page, and do all marketing from that page or that account. You don't need to use your own name. Manvi is saying buffer helps us to post content at every um, yes, you can also customize the post as per each individual network. You don't have to go and log in and then post there and then log out. In fact, if you have suppose three pages, three Instagram accounts, you can do it, post it on from your buffer account rather than switching accounts on all three Instagram accounts, right? So that is how it saves time. Then finally posting. Okay, then once you post the content, then you check the post after posting it whether everything looks good or not. In posting content at different times we do. Some people are online in the morning, some people are online in the afternoon, and there is no generic formula that when most of the people are online. For every business you have to decide that once, suppose for the first month you post a few content maybe in the morning, then in the afternoon, some of them in the evening, and then see, and I will show you in the insights. Facebook or each social media networks tells you that what is the best time to post. Okay, if you will post on that time, you will get the maximum coverage. Okay, same content can be posted at different times and different days just by changing the headline. So I say that suppose we have a blog, right? And what you can do is you can simply go and keep, I mean, suppose you have written one blog in a week's time. Now, if you have to post three things, 3 days on social media, you don't need to write three different blogs. You can simply use this blog, for example, Introduction to WordPress I have taken, and suppose this is, since this is our site, I can write in one headline, I can write elements of a WordPress blog, and I can use this link. The next headline could be difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, and then I can post this one, right? Then I can use how to start a WordPress blog for free, and then I can use this link. So I'm saying that even if you have written just one blog, you can pick up various subtitles, important content, and use that as a headline and share it the same content again and again at different times and different day to see which one is clicking more to your readers. And this will also help you increase the reach of your blog without writing a lot of blogs, a lot of content. Aditi is saying, can we start free social media marketing by just posting good content? Yes, of course. Uh, in fact, a lot of people start for free only, and then later on they go and then start uh, getting more to acquire more audience. They start paying or using paid advertising. Otherwise, most of the people start for free only, right? I use up to 3 to 5 hashtags. Do not use a lot of hashtags except Instagram. On Instagram, we tend to use many hashtags. Okay. Uh, the reason for Instagram is that on Instagram you have just images, right? And therefore, it requires many hashtags to get discovered content. Keep your schedule flexible to accommodate latest development. Now, many times we do recommend that you have an editorial calendar. Now, in your editorial calendar, you should not be so rigid that if you get something critical, some latest development, critical development, okay, which is not going as per your uh, editorial calendar. For example, suppose you prepared a editorial calendar for the month of March 9, 20, and then suddenly there is something is announced on 21st or 23rd of March that there is a lockdown, and your business is important to lockdown. So you should be flexible enough to post latest development as well. Sometimes you have to break that editorial calendar to accommodate latest development, new changes from external environment. You should be flexible enough in that. Okay, Anil Mehta is saying, will posting same content in different media not mean duplication? Not at all. Okay, social media on your website, you have the content. If you post the same content using different, duplication will lead to when you are using the same title, right? But each blog can have different titles, because there are different subtitles are there. So you have covered in one blog, you've covered 10 concepts. You can pick up each concept and you can create 10 social media posts out of that. Some users would be interested in one concept, some users would be interested in concept number 2, some users would be interested in concept number 3, and similarly your blog will get lot more exposure than just sharing the headline, right? I think social media networks promote people who put regular and good content. Aditi, you know what? It is not social media networks promote those who post regular content. It's people, you know, who start expecting if you post regular content there. Okay, so the good content will people will like it, and then automatically it will become viral. And if you post regular content, then people will start looking for it, and it's kind of you build a loyal audience. Also, you should always ask your customers to recommend. Okay, if you have some customers, if you have worked with any one customer, ask them explicitly without feeling any embarrassed or something. Do recommend me on this particular network. It's helpful. It's user generated content which should be there. You should take advantage of some of the tools which is there, inbuilt tools which is there on every social media network. Okay, these are the tools which is there, and every tool that you see on the platforms, it serves certain purpose. So for example, um, yes, Aditi, consistency matters a lot in everything in our life. Consistency matters a lot. So taking advantage of various tools, for example, events. If you are posting, every these tools have different meaning. Okay, you can ask if you want to know any one of these. So for example, events, suppose you are doing a webinar or something online event, and what is the advantage of that? The advantage is that once people will show interest in either attending the event or joining the event, then the social media network will give them a notification the moment this event starts. They will get a notification that 10 minutes to go, or the event has started, join now. So in this case, this tool gets, you take advantage of the tool, whereas in case of normal post, this notification will not go. So for example, on LinkedIn, I created an event for this free social media marketing training, right? Now this was on 8 p.m. May 21 for today's date. What happened? 28 attendees were there, right? Now, the moment it would have been 6 p.m., LinkedIn would have sent an email to them, these 28 people, that you have shown interest in this event. It is now about to start. Make yourself available for that. This is one notification. And then again, a notification will be sent at around 8 p.m. or maybe 7:50 p.m. that the event is about to start. Check now. So what happens in that case? If I post normal status update, these things will not be there, right? So this is only there with events, right? And therefore you tend to use these tools, events are when you are holding something, offers, if you're promoting something, discounts, invite friends, live events, watch party, stories, polls, etc. These are there. So when you are planning your editorial calendar, do plan for each of these type of tools also, not just simple status updates. Then once you do that, you next once you post your content, the next is promoting the content. And in terms of promoting, how to post an event. Okay, Jyotsna, it's quite simple. On LinkedIn or any platform, you can go, and if you have a page, you should have a business page. By the way, for we will cover that in a different session on how to create a business page, because this is different for every different social media network. But here you will see if for LinkedIn page admin tools, and there it will have create an event, and you can go and then create an event. You can put all the details. There are similarly on Facebook also, you can go and create an event, and you can create an event. It's quite simple. Yes. So you can do that. All right. Chatbots. Chatbots are on Facebook page. Once you create a Facebook page, you have an option to set some frequently asked questions. So suppose we have a digital marketing course or a content writing course, and when somebody visits our page, a pop-up will automatically open up at hi Saket, how can we help you? Are you looking for X course, Y course, and Z course? If someone clicks on okay, digital marketing course, then it will give the information about digital marketing course. So these are all the content, question and the answers you write in advance. Okay, and you configure that in advance, and then when people visit, they get some questions and answers immediately without any manual interventions. These are chatbots, automated chats. A VK is saying how to promote content on YouTube. Well, we will have a different session for that, but on promoting YouTube content is it's like you can invite people, you can use hashtags, you can um, use various titles, descriptions, tags that you've seen. If you upload a video, you have to post those things. Uh, Plus, you have to share that on other social media networks. You have to ask people to subscribe, because there is no way, there is no promotional way of subscribing YouTube, increasing your subscribers. So you have to, you seen that at the end of every video, people say that okay, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our channel. I also say that. It is for the same reason that once people will subscribe, they will get notifications and they will get more views out of that. All right. Then promoting the content. Once you post the content, the next stage becomes promoting the content, because just posting the content is not enough. Okay. In fact, your 20% time should go in creating the content and posting the content, and 80% of the time should go in promoting the content. And how will you promote the content? You will use hashtags, right? Tagging influencers. This really works on Twitter and LinkedIn. If you tag influencers, they won't mind it because they were also getting promotions. But because of that, your reach will increase. Reposting on Twitter, keep on reposting the same thing with different headlines. Boost post, a minor paid advertisement. So it's like on Facebook page, suppose you post an update, you updated a status on Facebook page, you can just pay them 72 rupees or 75 rupees to promote the content, and they will promote it to a large number of people. So that you can use at a minimum payment, you can promote the page, promote the content. Sending messages to the relevant people. On LinkedIn, you can even send the messages. The best way to promote is sharing it on Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay. Um, you can you can join certain relevant Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups, and you can post it there by changing titles at different times on different days. That is the best way to get some organic views from there. And then embedding your blog post. So it's kind of once you have posted something. So for example, this is the Twitter, and you can go and embed any blog post, any tweet that you've written. Click here. There will be embed tweet, and you will get a code. You can go and post this code, copy this code, and post it on your blog. So it helps both way. These are some of the ways to promote it. Like promoting every social media network, there are a lot of other things. Like you can use different ways to promote YouTube videos. There are different ways to promote Facebook stuff. So there are a lot of other techniques that we will study when we will do individual networks. But right now, these are some of the ways that you can promote. But do note that you have to learn to promote, because promotion is more important than just posting the content. Then responding to comments, you should respond to all the comments. Delete spam contents, promotional content. Respond graciously to negative feedback. If you're getting some negative feedback or some sort of improvement, respond with a smile, not with hate. Answer questions raised in the comments. If people are asking some questions, make sure that you answer them. Show your reaction to every relevant comment. Okay. Um, Means whatever comment is, either you like, love, whatever you do, but do show your reaction. And then appreciate and promote recommendations. When people or your customers give you recommendations, please appreciate that and promote that through your social media page. These are some of the tools that we will be taking in separate sessions. One of the tools in every session that you can use these tools. Buffer is quite recommended. And there are different tools to increase followers, increase reach. There are tools to promote your content. So there are a lot of tools that you can use to find relevant people, relevant content, relevant headlines, relevant topics. We'll be covering these in some of the sessions. Right? Once you have done the promotion part, the next part that comes is measurement and optimization. Now, measurement and optimization is most critical part of social media network, because social media strategy, because once you just developing a strategy and posting a content is not enough. The third and final part is measuring the parameters, the goal that you had set, whether you are achieving those goals or not, and how can you make sure that if this month if you did not achieve the goal, how you make sure that the next month you achieve that goal. One is Google Analytics. I will just show you. And some of the tools which is provided by individual social media network, you can use them as well. So for example, I will show you some of them. Google Analytics is a free tool by Google that is used to measure your website traffic. So I have taken this account, for example, and here I have decided the date from May 1 to May 20, and it is telling me that these are the I have got these many traffic from paid search, other display, okay, uh, organic search. This is social. So if I click here, I will see all the network, all the traffic which is coming from social. But this is again how to set up this from YouTube traffic, Facebook traffic, from all social media network. This is giving traffic. If you we will get deeper into this, I'm not going right now because this covers a different session for that. But if we dig deeper into that, we will realize that you can find out from which post you got the most number of visitors, and what is clicking with your audience, right? So these are the tools. Similarly, this is Facebook tool. For example, this is the Facebook Insight tool. It tells you how many actions people have taken in a week's time. You can go and decide the date, page views, page preview, कितने लोगों ने देखा है, how many people have seen page previews, post reach, 27,000 people have seen that, 21 new page likes, okay, 187 video views, 24 followers. This gives one weekly summary. So every social media network has its own um, analytics that you can use to see how each post, if I scroll down, it is giving the list of all the posts and how many people reached, and see this: type, text, images, video, etc. Reach, how many people reached it: 279, 2400, 5900, 194, 2000. What is the engagement, right? So this is given here um, to see various insights in which posts are performing better, right? You can check that Facebook insights, and then you measure, and then finally optimize your campaign. Okay. Use different titles. Yes, I will answer all of these questions. Use different titles to share the same post, so to see whether you can increase your engagement or not. Then works on the best time to post for your industry. You should work for at least 1 or 2 months. You should be able to find out what is the best time to post for your industry. Use uh, different target audience to promote. This is used in paid promotion. That is a topic of different session. Change content type. Just keep on changing content type to see. Suppose something you have written in text. Okay. Try out an image and you will find that the engagement is high. Then do that. Use a new social network. Maybe you have chosen a wrong social media network where you are not getting enough traction, not many leads, not many inquiries. If you're not getting it and if you think that it is not suitable, evaluate that. If it's not suitable, then move on to the next social media network, and work on monthly campaign optimization. Every month, sit and evaluate all the posts that you have made to find out which posts have performed well and why, and make sure that accordingly you create new content for the next month. Right now, this question, this is all from my end from today. I know this was quite heavy and some part of it was theoretical also, but that was intentional. When we will do individual sessions on for each social network, we will have more practical sessions. But let me explain certain things. So the questions that I have got are, um, so Manvi is saying to keep session on Google Analytics. Definitely, we will do that. Uh, okay, Devmitra is saying Facebook Insights. You use that. Great. Keep using it. It's really vast. It's quite helpful. LinkedIn also showed how many people viewed the profile. Absolutely. Uh, Jyotsna, if you have a LinkedIn page, it will give more detailed analytics that who are following you, what is the difference between from which industry people are following you, etc. Um, yes, basically on all modes of measurement and how to keep a check on them. Okay, fine, sure, we will cover that in a different session. Please explain what you meant by content type. So the content type is it's different content type like images, text, videos, okay, etc. So I will tell you, sometimes we were used to post on Facebook and we used to ask questions. It may be related to grammar, related to vocab on our Facebook page. But we realized that just putting on text was not getting that much traction. So we started posting the same question in the image format by designing format, and almost it increased the engagement by, how much, around 12 to 13 times more. So sometimes just by changing the content type you get more engagement, right? So this was about content type. All right, so yes, any more questions, please tell me. Some of the times we do keep these sessions on digital marketing as well. Of course, on YouTube, I won't be cover many topics. We cover those in our digital marketing course, which is quite extensive. It goes for around 3 to 4 months. There are so many topics on digital marketing that cannot be covered in here on YouTube, but I will keep covering those things which will help you, to learn the basics of digital marketing. Yes, LinkedIn page is completely free. You can use that, but I don't think that as a poetry you can use LinkedIn page. It will not be very useful. It's basically corporate and company pages It is meant for corporates and companies. Okay, so Facebook page is enough, and the more you can do is you can use Twitter. Right, on Twitter you will find a lot of poets and writers, and you can engage with them. You can write 6-word stories and fiction stories on Twitter, and take feedback from other users. So Twitter would be the right platform, not the LinkedIn page. Yes, any other questions? Anything else? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Anil sir. Thanks. And yes, we will end the session now. Thank you very much once again, and hope to see you soon again on next Thursday with a different session. And let me please, to all of you, do attend the next session, because next session is about understanding the business in general. So we will try to understand general sense, general uh, business terms and things about the business. All right. Do suggest, if you have any topic, please suggest the same. Right. A class on Google AdWords, definitely we will have one class on that. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.